Hello, welcome to the Movie Review channel. Please subscribe the channel and like the video. Let's go to the video. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse is everywhere these days. Especially after Loki messing around with universes in his series, we now got into a phase that everything is just mashed together. And now everyone are just trying to keep their timeline unfazed. After Tom Holland in Spider-Man No Way Home, now it's Benedict Cumberbatch and his Doctor Strange's turn to show off in Multiverse. Story. It begins with Stephen Strange, New York's premier neurosurgeon turned master of the mystic arts, attending the wedding of his old flame, Christine Palmer, staring by Rachel McAdams, and realizing that if he hadn't been so pompous, she might have married him instead. But suddenly he has other urgent business to attend to. An enormous one-eyed octopus monster is chasing a girl called America Chavez, played by Xochitl Gomez, down the streets of Manhattan. One zany, tentacle-lopping fight scene later, America tells Strange and his fellow sorcerer, Wong, that she comes from another universe. In fact, she has the power to hop between multiple universes, which is why the monster was chasing her. Its demonic master wants to steal America's power so that it can rule not just one reality but every reality there is. The only way to foil this demon is to locate the most super-duper spellbook in existence, and so Strange recruits the one magic wielder who might be able to help him, Wanda Maximoff from the Avengers, who Elizabeth Olsen plays her role as usual. And then the usual sort of quest gets underway. All those potential, wasted. There's a sequence relatively early in Multiverse of Madness wherein Strange and America fly through alternate universes, including one that looks animated and one where their bodies are made of paint. I got excited. I thought after what felt like an interminable setup that Raimi and company were about to blow up the Marvel formula machine and make a live-action film that felt like Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. Imagine that. A visual artist like Raimi with a modern MCU budget and complete creative freedom. But you'll have to imagine it because it stops there. This movie isn't interested in that kind of potential. Multiverse of Madness is a film that constantly pushes back against its own possibilities. It's got a plot that could have creatively surprised viewers over and over with new variations on the very concept of a world with heroes in it and a director willing to go there. But it's very clearly a product of a content machine, fighting against its own self-interests because it's scared to alienate any of the millions of potential viewers. The sense that these movies only feign interest in being strange when they're about as normal as can be makes them all the more frustrating. Both WandaVision and Loki took more creative risks. Significantly. Cinematography. The creepy-crawly visual effects are much better than the fight scenes, and a sequence in which Danny Elfman's musical score comes to life, with help from J.S. Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor, has the conceptual wit and visual brio of a Pixar short. I started to wonder if there's a breaking point to these CGI orgies that serve so many other properties they forget to be interesting on their own. There have been complaints about MCU properties that feel like they exist merely to get people interested in the next movie or TV show, but it's never felt so much like a snake eating its own tail as it does here. Or at least the spell has worn off for me. As shallow as it gets, Olsen, in both incarnations of her Jekyll and Hyde character, the doting, melancholy mother and the raging, vengeful sorceress, is scary not because of her destructive powers or her diabolical ambitions, but because she is so sad. The intensity of her maternal longing overshadows the romantic disappointment that follows Strange and Christine Palmer. There isn't much of a love story here. There isn't much of anything, even as there's too much of everything. That's how the Marvel Cinematic Universe functions. Maybe it could be different. Maybe interesting directors like Raimi and Chloe Zhao, who followed the marvelous Nomadland with the forgettable Eternals, could be allowed to do something genuinely strange with their assignments. But maybe that way madness lies. I don't want to reveal much, but Multiverse of Madness rolls out its narrative in fits and starts, and Raimi's headlong, head-spinning approach to storytelling occasionally leads the director to get in his own way. Reflecting its own title, Multiverse of Madness has a frantic, on the edge of losing control feel that sends it careening toward its next set piece while the rest of us catch up. Sometimes the movie forcefully stops for an exposition dump that's jarring, but Raimi's tilting, Whirling camera quickly dashes off again to the next tableau. Let's be honest, MCU have disappointed us in recent years. I feel like I don't stress that enough. Anyway, I believe this movie was a disaster. They made Scarlet Witch so overpowered that defeating her seemed ridiculous. Story was full of plot holes and plot armors, and not even in a good way. It just didn't make sense. The dialogues were meh. And don't let me start again with that CGI. I feel like we didn't need this movie, at least not with this stupid narrative. It could be good, it could be awesome. They didn't try enough, yep, even cast members. Thank you for staying with us until the end of the video. Please write your opinion in the comments section and like the video and subscribe to the channel.